How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is Agent Carter, the finale. Of course, this is a Black Lives Matter, All Cops Are Bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of here. This episode is called A Hollywood Ending, which very, very fitting, and again makes me think that Howard Stark is going to reappear. I feel like we're going to get a really interesting set piece this episode. I don't know why, but just the Hollywood ending thing makes me think we're going to get some sort of Hollywood set piece somehow, probably through Whitney and her acting. Again, I don't know in what way exactly, but that's my only really prediction I can give. I've given a lot of predictions the last discussion on what I expected to happen at the end. So if you want to see that, go check that again. Hopefully you saw my discussion, but at the very end, I talked a lot about what I expected to happen at the end of the whole season. So let's get into this. If you want to see the full length, check it out on the Patreon below for $4 a month. Okay, so we are very briefly. I think we're gonna see it from outside. Yeah, because even if he explodes, it's not gonna stop this from happening, right?
There was a time when that was true. Not anymore. But the detonator down.
I'd like to see her do it. I think.
Carter.
Come on.
Gotta do it.
Okay, so it's even like the original explosion when Zero Matter got out.
Wasn't me. Still armed.
It's still armed? Holy shit, that's bad though. That means it has the potential to go off still. So we might have to actually use that gamma cannon against them. Wasn't even thinking about that, but...
Jason!
Is that Vernon? Or is that just... Okay! So, he can...
Not safe.
He can explode and he's fine.
Weak. Sore. I'm...
Like, his whole body did explode, so...
It's gone.
Okay.
I couldn't hold it anymore.
Seems you've expelled it.
That's... Okay, but that was literally what my prediction was. That he was going to explode, sort of reform, and all the Zero Matter was going to be gone. Or at least he would have, like, a tiny bit left, but... He seems to have no more Zero Matter, but is physical. Oh.
You got a problem.
It's all going to her. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Shoot her? Honestly, the explosion might not even kill her. Oh, that sound! I hate it. Oh, that hurt my ears.
Everything is where it belongs.
Now she has all the Zero Matter.
Those ones.
Yeah, it ain't gonna do anything.
We have to move. Now!
If anything, it might only make her stronger. Who knows? Like, if she's just absorbing that energy.
You honestly thought that I...
Oh, or Manfredi? Is he coming to...
Jarvis.
Oh, Jarvis.
You just hit a woman with my car.
I know, sir.
She's a two-time Oscar nominee.
Miss Frost is quite resilient. She's fine. Trust me.
Okay, so Samberly went and got
Sorry.
them.
Got turned around. Everybody in the cars, please.
Good,
Quickly now.
Samberly. Thank God, you did something good. Just gonna leave Whitney here. Oh. That's bad. That's bad. Such a shit, like, goddamn! Like, if all this is just to rescue Jason. I can't believe they just left Whitney. Like, I know what are they gonna do, but I mean, they could have tried to use the gamma cannon or something.
It's like a disease. A cancer. Whitney and I were the carriers. It had consumed everything it could on that side. I was
Okay.
looking for a new place to infect.
What's the verdict, Howard?
You're a little anemic, Dr. Wilkes. Other than that, you're clean of Zero Matter.
And is he, like, a person again? Like, physical?
Hello, Angel Face.
I was gonna say where she's staying. Is she staying at his place, or is this her place? I can't even tell.
And what are we working on today?
I'm going to open a new door. And this time, it's gonna stay open.
Why does she want that?
That sounds like a real nice shindig.
Like, that's always been the thing where, why I've said I haven't been into her goal, because I know she wants to open the
Don't
portal,
touch
and I
me
don't know
while I'm
why.
working.
Yeah, Manfredi, I think, is gonna start doing his own thing. Oh, I'm really suspecting Manfredi's gonna try
I don't
something.
know what to do, Nona.
Yeah.
When Whitney came back into my life, it was like the sky opened
I'm
up.
so glad we're getting...
And I had my
Literally.
very own ray of sunshine just beaming down on me. now.
Well, she don't give a shit about you.
It's a ray of garbage.
Devi essere triste. Per quello sei così poetico.
Let my ropes end on the way she talked to me.
Lei ti parla nel modo in cui tu glielo permetti. Fosse per me, ti taglierei la lingua.
It wasn't her. She's not acting like the girl I fell for. Something's got a hold of her.
And it does feel like Whitney is being possessed by Zero Man more than like
veramente
Jason
questa donna.
was. I never thought Jason was, but Whitney, I could buy it. With the voice and everything.
All my heart and soul.
Allora devi fare un patto col diavolo.
What the hell does that mean? Zero matter or something else? Or Peggy? I want you to get the Zero matter out of her and save her. Huh.
We've got a bigger problem on our hands. We're out of mustard. Jarvis! You cultivating seeds in there?
Oh boy. But no, this is exactly what. Yeah, Manfred is
Introducing
just
Mr.
like
Joseph
add.
Manfredi of the Yonkers Manfredis.
I see a gun. This guy sees heaven.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually trying to do anything. Like, he's serious about it, but he knows they won't do anything. And he's just trying to make a peaceful deal, I think.
Now you listen to me, Manfredi. You can't just walk into a man's home and take his butler hostage.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can't steal my underwear.
I told you then, and I'm telling you now. You can't wear your skivvies in a schwitz.
So they have a history. Of course they do. It's fucking Howard.
Come here, you handsome son of a bitch.
But again, he's also not on the council.
You know Joe Manfredi?
Yes, we do.
Yes, this man kidnapped me. He strapped me down so Whitney Frost could torture me and remove the Zero matter from my body.
That was wrong. Mea culpa, Doc. Mea culpa. That's why I'm here.
As I said, he's so much
Think
like
we all have
Howard.
something
So
in common.
charismatic, even if he's such a bad person.
We're worried about Whitney.
This is so cool! I love this. I love it. Not what I was expecting. So healthy.
If we're going to end this once and for all, we
Gotta
need to
open the rift and throw the Zero
knock
matter
the
back
Zero matter
in.
out of Whitney and send it back to wherever it came from.
It's not
Good
that
luck.
easy.
Yeah.
We have no real understanding about how the rift works.
Yeah.
Discovering it in the first place was a fluke.
You kids are so cute. I bet you crammed for your finals and everything.
What are you chattering about?
The answer is right in front of you. How do the most successful scientists achieve greatness?
Given your history, drinking copious amounts of alcohol and cavorting with loose women.
That's a good guess. But it's wrong. Nope. They get smarter people to do the research, and then they steal it for themselves. Why don't we just take it
Yeah.
from her and be done with it?
Yeah, she is. I mean, like, she is possessed. Jason didn't do this shit.
Leave me alone. Nothing is as important as this.
Not even me.
I didn't say that.
So she does have some actual feelings for him.
Trying to pound some information out of one of my guys, but he's not scared of me. But if you were there,
I'll help you.
So fascinating!
thanks, Tom.
I am in love with this season so much.
I don't understand, boss. No, don't worry about it. Just play along.
Oh
Yeah, I'll
no.
make
So he's using him as a sacrifice. Oh, this feels so bad for this guy. Not even a flash or anything? How are they gonna make out these pictures at all?
I tell you, they came to me. They threatened my family.
Who?
The feds, huh? I had to cooperate with. I'm sorry, Joe.
So he actually did get some real
I'm so
information
sorry.
out of him. Holy shit.
I think I'm done here.
What are you saying? What are you telling me, Hank? Oh. Now I'm gonna have to kill you.
Oh no!
Oh, hey, Whitney, wait.
You talk to the feds, man.
Sit down.
You don't get a fan. You don't make a family if you're in this kind of business.
Show of hands. Who here has invented a hover car? Nope. Nobody.
One that
I
didn't
win.
work.
It didn't even work.
The second one
Yeah.
did.
As we suspected, this machine. between
That's
our
a bad
world and
track
the
record.
dimension. The conversation has now turned to naming rights.
Have you lot got nothing better to do?
The Shears of God. It's a great name, right, Jarvis?
Patently ridiculous.
Shears
sir.
of God
Yeah,
is pretty
who
cool.
Gentlemen, yes, there are many obstacles. But I'm standing in front of 3 of the most radiant minds on the planet. Surely you can find a way to overcome them.
You know, Samberly here too.
I believe I can actually hear the sound of their egos growing.
Yeah.
The studio lot at Stark Pictures is 180 acres.
That's easy enough.
Perfect.
Just give everybody the day off.
I
And I'll find
predicted
a way
it.
to draw Miss Frost out.
You won't have to. She'll feel it. Then she'll come.
Wonderful. Oh, and it's called a rift generator.
So lame.
I like it.
I think it's great.
It's good.
It's so lame. Dude. I would not be this close. Even if I know, I still would not be this close. She can feel it. Okay. I can't. Let's go. Howard!
Some of us may need to reevaluate our priorities.
Yeah, I don't
You're
think
absolutely
that
right,
there
Dr.
could
Wilkes.
possibly be a scene
Nobody
that
cares
would
about the long
demonstrate
game.
how terrible of a person Howard is.
Damn!
Except for this.
What am I doing wrong, Jarvis?
You're hitting golf balls in a fucking dimensional rift
We are
is what's
standing
wrong.
before an incomprehensible rip in the fabric of our world. Use a 7-iron.
Dr. Samberly, how are you faring?
Not great. That pickled herring's coming back on me in a big way.
It's not your fault entirely. Vernon Masters saw your boundless ambition and took advantage of it.
Yeah, that's his
So
fault.
sentimental. I might cry.
You're a good man, Jack. I know that.
Yikes. I said Peggy was, you know, probably the best person, you know, in SSR and S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm gonna say big nosedive right there. Can't believe we have one more episode they had to ruin Peggy like that, really. I set my expectations of this episode with Vernon, but man, I really didn't think we were gonna try and pull the Jack as a good guy.
I have a clear shot!
Take it, Howard!
Jarvis!
She's so distracted. This worked way too easy. I don't know how I feel about this. This is too easy.
You look real pretty in prison. Let's get her through the car.
Oh, let me go! Let me go!
Fuck, it's so bad.
Whoever shuts it down will be in the danger zone when the rift closes.
It's gonna be
You'll
Jason.
get sucked inside.
That's about the size of it.
Who's gonna do this?
Well, that's not fair.
Okay.
Get back here!
Keep working on a way to shut it down.
Not
If you
expecting
figure it
that.
out, I'll bail.
But I would not expect Susan to die. I really expect Susan to get out of this.
Is there nothing we
It
can
really
do?
feels like we're building things gonna die.
I got your back.
Okay. I know the Whitney thing was so
I want you to
easy.
know I'm not
This
thinking
really
any
feels
unsavory thoughts
better
about you
now.
right now. Wait, there's one.
No, coward. Okay. Okay. This is insanity. Fucking car bomb. Got a car bomb, a dimensional rift. Oh, that looked like it hurt.
We're good enough for you
Okay.
now, Dr. Wilkes.
Good.
You should stay here with your wife. I'll be fine.
No, of course it's fine.
I beg you, allow him to take you. We shall never hear the end of it.
All right, I suppose I...
Edwin!
Splendid! I'll get your back.
He's like a dog. She back at her house? How the hell?
What should I do?
We'll fix it.
Oh, okay. She's like hallucinating or something.
I don't think that's
Dreaming.
possible. They took it away from me, Cal.
Darling, you'll find it. You just have to keep looking. It's okay.
Oh, Cal. You were always so good to me.
What the fuck happened to Whitney?
What did I ever do to deserve you?
And she's like clawed at her face.
Like we always do.
Sir, you can't give her those.
Why not?
She'll just try to use them to claw her face open.
Everything has been this.
And yet he lets him in anyway.
And I love you, Cal, and I will get it back.
Hey! There's my beautiful girl.
Man, all the characters expecting to be tragic ends do not. And the ones who are not expected to like as much are.
As your supervisor,
You're not my supervisor.
as a supervisor, I feel obligated to tell you your actions were ill-advised and reckless.
Reckless.
Yep.
Damn right. By your own professed rules, you should have allowed me to be sucked into the rift and shut it down, period.
That's true, yeah, you told the same
You
thing.
took a pretty big game when it's your life on the line, Carter, but when it's somebody else's, pretty big hypocrite.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. No quick comeback.
Just gonna pull him in. Yep. Really glad we're getting this, though. Never would have expected to be happy with this in season 1, but hell yeah. Oh my.
I'm leaving. Just give me a second.
Who is this? Yes! 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 Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him! Who is this? Vernon? It's Vernon, right? Or maybe just one of his goons, like Vega? Please be dead, please be dead, please be dead! Yes! Yes! Don't open your eye! Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Yes! They gave me what I wanted at the end! Oh, what an amazing ending! I mean, there's not gonna be like a season 3 or anything, but this is kind of a lackluster ending for overall, but because there's still a lot left in the air, like the pin and everything, but I mean, the pin's obviously Hydra. It's 100% related to Hydra in some way, but maybe it'll come back up in S.H.I.E.L.D. That'd be nice if they can fix some of these hanging plot threads. Not fix them, but you know, just wrap them up. Whoo, that ending! Yes. I don't know. That person looked too young to be Vernon, but yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the discussion. Whew, hot damn. So, where do we even start, man? This was a kind of disappointing finale. Probably the most disappointing finale out of all of the MCU so far, and that's including season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, to be fair, that wasn't a disappointing ending. I guess I just didn't really care for it that much. But I guess that wasn't disappointing in any way. But yeah, this one, very, very anticlimactic. We didn't really answer anything, and yeah, I don't know, man. I just really not much of a fan of this finale. The whole Sousa thing was about the only part of it I did like. The ending with Sousa and Peggy getting together, and also just the Sousa and the machine stuff. Like with him like floating up and having to, you know, really crank that the hand crank and risking his life, and you know, all of them saying like I'll do it, but him being the one to rush in there and not even like, you know, come up with an excuse like here's why I should do it. He just did it. You know, no bones about it. He's just doing it. And I really respect that. Really like that. It added a lot of tension that was needed because the Whitney stuff was extremely anticlimactic. But yeah, even with that, even with the Sousa and the machine stuff, it added some tension. It made me, I legitimately did think that Sousa was going to die there. But, you know, doesn't matter. It doesn't make up for the Whitney stuff. And the Jason stuff. Jason, this whole season has just been kind of doing nothing. He's done stuff like make the containment unit and stuff, but I mean, like, he has, in terms of his character, just been kind of being dragged around by everybody, or just being forced in a situation because he is intangible and so he can't really move or go anywhere. And they could have done a lot of interesting things with that thematically, but they didn't do that either. So it's like, they didn't do anything really thematically with the fact that he was just kind of always being moved around and you know, going from one place to another. And they didn't, you know, do anything interesting with him in a fight sense, or in a sense where he does anything at all. Like, you know, he could have done something to prevent Whitney, Zero Matter related, as opposed to just, you know, the science stuff that he did with the gamma ray. I don't know, there's so much more they could have done with Jason. So much more they could have done with Jason. And Whitney as well. This really felt like we were building her up and building her up and building her up and going somewhere with this. And, you know, I thought this final episode was going to be something more of them trying to, like, chase her. But this was ridiculous. When they just leave her there, like, they just completely leave her on the ground on the street right there outside the place. You know, it's so contrived that, like, I mean, it makes sense, but it is so contrived. They're like, well, she'll come to where we open up the rift because she'll feel it and she'll just come to it and be so distracted by it. She's not going to think, why is this rift opening? Why did she get so stupid by the end? Like, she was insanely smart and she got so dumb in the last episode here. So stupid. And again, she gets all the Zero Matter. Like, she becomes the most powerful version of herself yet. And we immediately take it all out of her and rest her. She doesn't get a chance to fight at all. We didn't get a fight at all. No fight. Like, and I'm not you know, expecting Peggy to, like, do anything, but, you know, think of it like, you know, if we could have done a bigger version of the thing where we had, like, that Dottie had to get to suck out the Zero Matter. If we had, like, a bigger version of that, like, Peggy had to get close to do that. Maybe, like, to open up the crack or something that then would let the Zero Matter be pulled out easier or something. I don't know, something that would have, like, you know, they could have done a lot that could have made it a more interesting fight. Especially, you know, with how much of a struggle they made turning off the machine, but they could have just made that struggle and being, you know, like, with the Whitney thing. It's, oh, man. Really disappointing because I again, as I was saying, I was loving this season. This season was so high for me. It was probably my favorite season so far. Whitney was probably my favorite villain. Whereas after this episode, I got to rank them both down pretty far. This season has not surpassed season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for me. Has it passed Daredevil season 2? I guess so. I don't think this one episode has brought it down that much, but it did bring it down enough to not let it surpass season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, Whitney is my favorite villain. Definitely gone down quite a few ranks because I was really, you know, hoping that we were going somewhere with her, but we didn't. And most of her character was just kind of implied, or just very offhandedly said, where I was giving the show a lot of praise for willing to, you know, be very upfront and wear its messages on its sleeve, but, then it just sort of stopped. Like, you know, it wanted, again, it's the same problem with S.H.I.E.L.D. It wants to, you know, eat its cake and have it too. It wants to, you know, up front it was trying to do all these themes and be like, we're progressive, we're, you know, talking about this shit. And then they just sort of stop. Then they just sort of go, forget it. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's not important to anything. We never went anywhere with, you know, discrimination with Jason either. Like, the whole Howard thing was set up from the beginning, and it's Howard. It's not really a good outcome. I don't, yeah. Again, the Peggy, you know, her character is just kind of like, seeing her in Ant-Man, we already know that she has to stay stagnant, which is the problem with a, you know, prequel, as always. You know, the characters have to be a little bit more stagnant than they can in any other situation, because it is a prequel. But, yeah, aside from, like, that sort of stuff that was disappointing, so much stuff never got answered, or never got, like, you know, it just seemed like, what was the point? Like, okay, the ice cop, and the coldness, and the blood turning you into ice, and then you shattering, and all that. What was the point of any of that? Like, I'm not saying that it wasn't answered, it's just that, like, what was the point? You know, especially comparing it to, like, something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or, you know, Daredevil or some of the other, like, more mystery-heavy ones, where it's like, you know, when you set up stuff like that, it usually should tie back into the main mystery in a very, oh, okay, so that's what was going on kind of way. But, like, this really just felt like, you know, all that ice stuff was just sort of meandering around for a while we set up some stuff. Like, it really didn't feel like it had a point besides just making the characters meander around. Like, you know, just, like, stepping their foot into the mystery. But it didn't really have a point besides that. You really could have come up more in some way. Like, even, like, the Jason exploding, you know, could have been a thing. Where, like, his blood also maybe could have gotten in places, and that could have been a dangerous thing. You know, when we shoot Whitney with the cannon, maybe, again, some blood comes out of her face. And that's, I mean, again, it's, you have to be next to contact for blood with a while. But still, they could have done more things. And the idea of, like, them turning to ice and then them being able to, like, shatter completely seemed like such a big thing that we didn't go anywhere with. Also, why did Whitney want to open up the portal? Like, she wanted all the zero matter from it, I guess. She just wanted all the zero matter. But, like, again, I didn't think that Jason was possessed at any point, but Whitney feels so possessed, and she feels still possessed. She's having, like, these hallucinations now and everything. And it doesn't seem like it's like, oh, Whitney, the person, went insane, because, you know, nothing would have implied that, you know. They never implied that at any point, so it really feels like it was the zero matter that made her go insane. And why her? Why did it make her go insane over Jason? When Jason started listening to the voice, it chose him, it brought him into the thing, he came back out alive. Why? We don't know. Never fucking answered. You know, the eyes thing. What was the significance of the eyes? You know, that seemed pointless as well. It seemed, again, just to be a rule of cool sort of thing, and that's it. Like, you know, there's so much that was going on with zero matter that doesn't make any fucking, not that it doesn't make any sense, because we don't know, we don't have an answer, so I can't say it doesn't make sense because it's not answered. It's too much going on. I mean, and that's just the zero matter stuff. There's so much else going on. Like, you know, what was Whitney's main plot? What was her actual goal in the end? Was it just kill rich, powerful white men? Was that her goal? I don't know. It was never really stated. It was kind of just implied a little bit. The Figaro street slaughter, like, what the fuck was up with that? Was that Manfredi going on a rampage? I don't know. There's so much I have to put into my head canon. I'm glad we got that in this whole episode with Manfredi, by the way, really quick as a tangent. Really glad we got that. I've been loving Manfredi. I'm glad we got sort of, like, you know, I think putting him as a friend of Howard's is the best way that it could be. You know, that's how I've been talking about him always. He's very charismatic. I really like him. He is very interesting as a person, and he's got a lot of fascinating emotions like Howard, but ultimately, as a person, bad person. But, you know, he's very fascinating. I do love that, like, again, it didn't really go anywhere. In any other series, I feel like it would have actually been a plot point more than just a joke. But the person that Manfredi was using with Whitney to try and distract her, and he actually was, you know, giving up to the feds and all that, and, like, that didn't go anywhere. Well, I thought that might, like, tie into Vernon, but, like, no. So, what? Vernon, like... this ending, nothing is answered. The key doesn't get answered. The Hydra key thing does not get answered. There's still people left on the council. Like, we're still just like, what about them? You know, did we do anything about Hugh Jones? What are we doing about him? Are we just letting him still run Roxxon? It seems like it, considering Roxxon is still up and running in the future. So, I mean, they could have a different person running it, and he's old, so obviously they would have to at some point. But, I mean, like, they could have fired him, but it doesn't seem like it. Seems like he's just chilling. Seems like he's just all chill. What else do we want to talk about? The Hollywood set was an interesting idea, but again, it wasn't really utilized in any interesting way. It wasn't even really much of a backdrop. Like, they didn't do anything interesting with it. It was just there. I don't know, man. I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? This episode, so little happened in the grand scheme of things, honestly, as well. This episode kind of, like, they were just fucking... like, they ran away from Whitney and they were just talking for a while, and it was a funny episode. It was a very funny episode. I think they focused way more on the comedy than giving us a satisfying ending. So what is the Hydra pin for? What is this Hydra key for? Is it like maybe a key for Strucker's vaults or something? One of them? Maybe. Other than that, it could just be for some random Hydra MacGuffin that I wouldn't be able to guess. Honestly, that's gonna be my guess. That is my guess. It's gonna be to open up some sort of like container, and inside that container is a Hydra MacGuffin. I don't know what, you know, I wouldn't be able to guess it because I haven't seen it so far as my guess. Glad we got at the end there the thing with Jack getting killed. Very glad we got that. I assume it's one of Vernon's people. I assume Vernon is not dead. They could do the big twisty of Vernon actually being dead and he had died in the Jason explosion, I guess, but we just didn't see it because he was definitely alive at the end of last episode. You know, when he was like doing the thing to him, she stops and then we see it go out of his face. So he was clearly alive at last episode. You know, but it didn't seem like it was just Vernon himself. Unless he has the zero matter inside him and, you know, now he's more like walking like a badass or whatever. I don't want to say that guy was walking like a badass, but just walking like he had, walking like he wasn't a bitch. Is I guess the best way to put it. Now, big theory here. Big theory. And, again, this is I'm kind of glad that this is extremely theory to the left field, and there's not much to back this up on, because I don't want more unanswered stuff. But, when Jack gets the file on Peggy, when he gives it over to Peggy, when we see it for the first time, it's just M. Carter. It's the same, it's SOE, it's the same branch that Peggy's gone to, it's the same branch that her brother has gone to. He gives it over to Peggy. Peggy looks at it, and she goes like, oh, this is forged, because I don't, none of this means anything to me. This was all forged. So there is reason for it to still be blackmail against her. Her to not recognize it, and this means nothing to me. And, for a reason for her to not notice that it would be somebody else because it is M. Carter, Michael Carter, not Margaret Carter. It feels so Marvel to do that. Her brother is still alive, and he is actually what if it was like Michael himself actually that was going to get that file? Probably not, but that's a possibility. It's a possibility, and Jack deserves to die, so I don't give a shit. Jack was changing, but ultimately, I guess that's the thing. I don't think Jack deserved to die. I don't think that at all. I don't think Jack deserved to die. I think he was changing, and he could have changed, and he did a lot of fucked up shit, but he was on the road to changing. But I don't care that Jack died. I'm not upset. I don't care. And that's twofold. One, because he's Jack, and two, because he's in the SSR. So it's like, I love Peggy, and I would be upset that Peggy died because of her character, but at the same time, she's in the SSR. It's gonna be difficult for me to really, care about them. I do think this big twist I think that's the reason why it's just M. Carter. It's being obscured. I think so. And again, I don't know, I'm bringing this up like it's going to get, solved, but this is the last season of Agent Carter. Nothing else is coming. But I do know that, I follow the reaction channel Blind Wave. I know that they started reacting to Agent Carter, and I was going to watch their reactions to Agent Carter because I figured that should be somewhat safe. Well, specifically, I was like, having my fiance watch and be like, you let me know if they're safe. But I do know that they started watching Agent Carter because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in some way. Now, Agent of Carter has already had a crossover with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so it's not that surprising. It's not like that's so much of a spoiler. What? It's crossing over? No shit. But I don't expect there to be much crossover immediately right now. Maybe with the Hydra pen, we could cross over immediately. That feels like the Hydra, well, it is a pen, but it's also key. That feels like something we can immediately bring up next episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., or just, soon. But aside from that, I don't think any of these plot points in Agents of Carter are coming up in S.H.I.E.L.D. anytime soon. But I do think that because Blind Wave is getting back to it, at some point recently, specifically season 2 of Agent Carter. I think maybe it was both seasons. I actually don't remember. No, it was both seasons. So never mind. I guess it's not season 1 or season 2 specifically. But either way, so maybe, you know, it is coming back in a or they're going to answer these questions in, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in some way. I would absolutely love that. I really don't care how contrived it is. I don't care if there's an entire episode where they're just like, you know, this episode is just dedicated to answering these questions. I am totally fine with that. Absolutely, 100%. Like, you know, I have always Lost ended, and, you know, so many people said that it didn't answer, you know, any of the questions, which it absolutely did. But, you know, all that aside, you know, honestly, watching this finale is must how it have felt like to watch Lost as a normie and be like, oh, I didn't answer any of these questions because you weren't fucking paying attention. But at the same time, Lost also did like an OVA style like episode, which was just like answering all the really mundane, banal questions that really didn't need an answer. Like, you know, did that bird actually say a name, or was it just a screech? But, and you know, I would be, it's so forced and it's so contrived, but at the same time, even though none of those answers needed questions, even though nobody actually gave a shit about 99% of the questions that were answered in the OVA specifically, you know, it's still nice to have. It's still fun. So, yeah, I would be totally happy if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that. I don't know how they would do it. I mean, time travel seems like the obvious one, and I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is very, you know, inspired by Lost, so it wouldn't be that absurd for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to do time travel, but at the same time, doing time travel in a shared universe feels wacky. Like, that could go wrong so easy. But, you know, I don't know, man. Like, that is also me saying, like, are we not going to do time travel in any of the movies at all? Like, probably not, but who knows? You know, I know Captain Marvel takes place in the past, so I don't know if that's a time travel thing or if that is a Captain America thing, you know? Where it's just like fucking on ice or something, or, you know, like Bucky, or who knows? They could do it like just going through like old files or something. That could be interesting, just like going through old files and then like maybe even like fading into it like but see, that's also the thing. We've had crossover with Agent Carter, but it has technically been crossover with Captain America: The First Avenger, because nothing that we have had crossover with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has only appeared in the Agent Carter TV show. It has either appeared in both or not. It just hasn't appeared in S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah, I don't know if it would be like a, you know, as I was just saying, where they would like fade into like basically just doing an Agent Carter episode again. But yeah, I cannot imagine that. But I do know that, you know, the Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. teams are very friendly, I guess. I don't know what word I was looking for there. But the cast are very they've done stuff back and forth together. I know there's some like Dub Smash thing that I should do a reaction to at some point. I'm not sure when it's safe to react to that. Somebody actually let me know when and like what I should even watch, because I'm not exactly sure what the hell I'm even talking about when I say Dub Smash. Somebody told me about it, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So yeah, so I know there's a lot of friendliness there, so it's not like they couldn't just do an entire episode of Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They could absolutely do that, but I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they have to. They have to. I have faith that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will solve this. You know, I hope it's really not just like some like, you know, offhanded mentions of Agents of Carter, and that's why they made Blind Wave catch up. I really hope it is actually very important, and they actually do, you know, answer this shit. But I think time travel does seem the most likely to me, which is insane because it's the one that could go wrong the most. But I can so perfectly picture in my head like the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a time travel trying to fit into the 50s, trying to fit into the 40s sort of like costumes going on. There's so much costumes in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the way they act is so, especially Coulson is so much of a boomer. He would love it. I can see it so clearly, but it feels insane to just feel like they're gonna go back in time to answer questions from Agent Carter. Like, there has to be some reason for them to do it that would have any connectivity towards Agent Carter stuff. And obviously, because I'm assuming this is gonna happen way later if it does at all, I would have no idea how to even possibly guess that. But yeah, I when I first was doing this discussion, I thought the most likely thing was a sort of like, again, bringing back Lost, the orientation tapes, something like that is what I was picturing. But just like straight up, just like answering the questions kind of in the best way they could. But yeah, that does not seem to be, like, maybe Howard somehow did get his hands on, or like with his production company, he could have been filming like some sort of like orientation thing, but they don't have Zero Matter, so why would he be filming some sort of, I'm using orientation as the word just for the Lost, connotations. I thought you guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen that at all, but if you don't, then this is very confusing for you, I'm sure. But basically what I was meaning was just sort of someone in front of a camera just talking to the camera, like a super old tape, put into like a projector of some dude just like talking to the camera. Hey, this is what Zero Matter is, and this is what it does, because I'm a scientist and I am teaching you what you need to, know about it. But that wouldn't really make any sense because they don't have Zero Matter, so time travel seems to be the most likely, which is what is such an absurd sentence to say for me. What else do we have to even talk about this episode? Man, it feels weird this is such a shorter discussion, but I don't have a whole lot to say. There's so little that not so little that happened, but there's so little to talk about that mattered. Nothing mattered. There will be in the description, by the way, like probably a list of like my updated list of my favorite characters and things like that. Also, I'm going through the episode right now. I just noticed that they did make Manfredi an entire plate of food. So nice. Also, yeah, I can't believe Sousa's like 8 that he drew over Whitney's 6 did not come back into play at all. Again, Whitney has been such an insanely intelligent character that I really expected her to pick up on that, but no, she became so stupid this episode. Yeah, I really wish just everything this episode could have been better. Yeah. Even the Anna and Jarvis thing at the end, just kind of like very lightly touched on stuff. Like, wasn't much of an epilogue there. Wasn't much of a conclusion to anything. We just kind of like very lightly touched on it. Very glad that Peggy and Sousa are together. Absolutely loved Sousa. I cannot believe Sousa has gone from where he was in season 1 to where he has ended up at the end of season 2. I absolutely love Sousa. I love him so much. Love him so much. Where is he? Like, Peggy, she was a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she was a big part of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was on seemingly like the council sort of thing that they had going in Ant-Man. Where's Sousa? Sousa, Agent Carter, the one shot, I've got many comments saying it is canon, it is canon, it is canon. I know it is canon. When I say it isn't canon, what I mean is like it's so hard to fit into any, like, it's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. And I still stand by that. I don't think the Agent Carter one-shot makes any fucking sense at all, with the movies and with this show and with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, if that is 100% canon, Sousa's not there. So what happened with Sousa? Did Sousa die in the line of duty? Did he retire from the SSR and get a job somewhere else? Where would he get a job? Was he not married to Peggy? Like, what happened there? What happened with him and Peggy? Where is he now? Current time. Peggy's still alive. Sousa's about her age, I would say. Probably a little bit older, but still. It's not like he'd be, like, super dead or anything. So, is he still alive? I mean, most likely he's dead currently. But, So, you know, who knows? And I'm just more curious, like, what did he do after? What was his next job? I'm so curious about the in-between of the SSR and S.H.I.E.L.D. Or really, just in between the SSR and current times, with Sousa, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Very, very curious. Like, we saw that, I don't have the file on my computer, so I can't check, but, I will at some point. You know, I'm not going to really address it unless it's super important, but, you know, the picture on her nightstand in the, Peggy's nightstand in, was that the Winter Soldier that we saw Peggy in? I think it was the Winter Soldier, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was intended to be in Avengers, but it was in Winter Soldier. We saw a picture on her nightstand. I gotta go back and look at that now. I don't think that was Sousa, but, I'll check. I'll check. Yeah, I guess I don't have anything else to say. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys had any questions or something I didn't really talk about because I've just been kind of like, But, yeah. I'm glad we got to see Calvin again for a brief moment, even if it was in like a little dream state sort of thing, because love Calvin's actor. Absolutely fantastic. And if they can bring Whitney back as a villain that is actually of importance and does some cool fight shit in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. somehow, again, whether through time travel, going back in time, or bringing people from the past to forward, or if it's just like, I don't know, like an episodic, hey, we're just going to do an episode of Agent Carter. I don't know. Whatever they do, whatever they decide to do, I hope they give Whitney some actual cool shit to do. That's it. I will see you guys for the next one. That's Agent Carter. Until then, or no, that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry, back to it again. Get the fuck out of here.